Hi, everybody. Welcome to GREEDWATCH2018. My name's Corey Dickinson. I'm doing a podcast with Josh Caden.
That's uncanny, Corey. It sounds like you got a bad bit of roast beef or something. You still sound a little husky. Hey, everyone. This is your old buddy, Josh A. Kagan, here to tell you what's what about some show with some jellyfish lions and shit. And hey, Corey, do this right. I don't know. Everything's off now.
No, I'm Adam Wasserman.
Aw.
I like candy.
Yeah.
That's about
Cake
right.
Watch 2018.
Yeah.
Damn it. Nailed it.
Fuck. This stupid.
So just me, like, just perfectly.
So AG slept in.
He's real tired from all of his adventures.
I wish I could have slept in.
Aw.
He's got like his chores to do. He's got to clean before opening up the shop, I guess.
But does he?
No, because they've hired a new person named Goto.
You know, for a shop that, like, at the third episode or whenever it showed up had, like, no employees, now they've got, like, 3. I'm not sure the Couscousier can support, like, the amount of business they do and paying, like, a minimum of 3 people.
They're job creators. I
guess.
have great faith. Look, you need a lot of hands on deck when you change the theme of your restaurant every 62 minutes.
That's true.
And where are we this week, Corey?
The country of Swiss.
Holy cheese. It's a Swiss themed couscousier. And what that means is little chalets, little tiny chalets, like somebody's welcoming someone to Marwin.
Yeah.
I was going to say little tiny shorts, but...
Not yet.
Not yet. But so AG tried to go to work, but instead Goto is at his work.
That's okay. He's going to train him.
I don't understand why this happened. And it seems like Goto... I still think he's besotten with love for Date because aren't we all? But Goto seems to have suffered blunt force head trauma or something. Speaking of Welcome to Marwin, can we agree he is now an almost completely different character?
At this moment, yes.
He's all like, hey everyone, it's me, Goto. I'm just going to push this mop. I'm real sad. And the owner, the Couscousier, I can't remember her name. Everybody has too many names. But
I just call her owner.
Yeah, owner. She's like, he said he's your friend, but also he died once. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure thing, Goto. Did I miss that?
He ran in while they were in Egypt.
Right.
And collapsed on the floor wanting water. And so I'm guessing he's like maybe paying his way back. He left his wallet so he couldn't pay for the water. And now he has to work off his debt.
I think he's got like overboard syndrome and he doesn't really know who or where he is and he just thinks that's what he's supposed to be doing.
Oh no, does that mean that like Hina and AG, they're going to start doing like terrible Pee Wee Herman impressions and build a miniature golf course out back?
I hope so.
Yeah, me too. Who's the Goldie Hawn in this situation? Surprise, it's Date.
Okay. That was not my guess. That's fine.
It's always the right answer. This is a very bad episode for shipping Date and Goto. So if you're doing that, just go listen to something else. You're not going to get it here. Anyway.
I feel like we're the only source.
Anyway, Satanaka's here at the Couscous to pick up Goto because he still has a job maybe somewhere else.
No, she's there to pick up AG. She's just surprised that Goto's there, but she doesn't.
Oh, you're right.
Really
Nobody
care.
cares that Goto is working at the Couscous
like,
now.
If you're gonna take vacation, you need to fill out the right forms.
She's so pragmatic. I love her. Like, oh, hey, for some reason, the fucking head of our security is now sweeping up at the Cousier. You do that on your own time, buddy. But no, AG's got to go see the principal.
Meanwhile, there's an escaped convict on the loose.
Oh, no!
Meanwhile, Ankh is, caressing his iPad in the back room.
He's just brooding.
It's like, Kazari's got my red one, but he'll want these yellow ones.
Oh no, why is he like that weird real estate strong bad from Homestar? Oh, what was his name? Strong bad.
Senior Card Gauge.
That's the one.
Here.
I thought he was more like a kid with Pokemon cards. He's like, I've got 3 Pikachus. Maybe someone will trade me their Raichu for them.
Oh, I've never hated a little kid voice more than I've just hated that voice, Adam. Congratulations.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, he's supposed to be a bad kid.
I know, but next, I feel like you're just going to put on upsettingly tiny shorts and tell me that Gamera is friend to all children.
I don't need to put on tiny shorts to tell you that, Joshua Kagan.
Kagan with a G.
Kagan. I know it, and for some reason it keeps making a D.
No problem, Adam Waterman.
I mean, that's an accurate translation of my Germanic last name.
Yeah, more like Jerkmanic. Pixie Dream Adam. Anyway.
No fighting, no fighting.
That's our show. This one sucked. It was real bad. Oh, anyway.
You know what's good information to have?
What?
That Maki drives around in a blue beetle.
a blue beetle that backfires roughly every 3 seconds.
With a little tiny chair for his little tiny puppet. I could die. It's so adorable.
I love how, first he's moving the puppet on the steering wheel like the puppet is pretending to drive. While he's delivering some exposition to human Kazari. And
Kazari, we come to find out, sprung this escaped convict from the Huzgau, but not before putting a medal in his ass because he played himself. Filled him up with the medals, and now he's going to be a real mean, yummy convict.
It's true.
Turns out his yummy might be a little different this time, since he's packing some different colored medals.
Yep.
The experiment where they stuck all the medals in Gamel apparently was such a great success that Kazari decided to do it to himself.
Just him.
Maybe with a little bit.
Him and no one else.
A little bit of restraint. Maybe just a tiny bit.
He didn't eat all the medals. He just ate some of the medals.
Yeah, it's like intermittent fasting, only with medals. He's watching his little figure. Where's the dummy? Where's Gamel didn't blow it up, right? Who are we left with the
Mazul
Greens?
ate Gamel, and then Mazul got blowed up.
So, Uva is the other guy, and we just don't see him this week.
No. Uva's on vacay.
He filled out his paperwork at Greed HR.
I mean, he made 2 yummies last time, so
it's true. He's earned it.
So he's just back at the peach pit with his feet up, darning his fabric swatch.
Yep.
Yeah. He's got to hem it a little bit.
He's got some granny glasses on to help him see. He's maybe got some YouTube on an iPad, watching Grey's Anatomy. Just
periodically he just leans over and smashes a bottle of Jack.
Yeah, just to stay on brand.
Now that's alcohol abuse. Anyway. Now what happens is the thing.
Eiji's at Kogami's office.
Yeah, and Kogami has, I think, the absolute sweetest suit he has worn to date. Possibly the only redeeming quality from this terrible, terrible episode is his sweet-ass pink suit. He looks great. This man can win any color. He can wear any color. He's sharp. This is the guy you want in charge of your world domination plan or whatever he's doing.
He does pull off suits that look like the fabric was supposed to be for a tasteful living room ensemble.
Maybe a couch or some drapes.
If you walked into your grandma's place and she had a divan with that fabric, you would not be surprised.
Maybe an ottoman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's also got a weird desk fan.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Definitely not a new robot animal. Not at all.
Certainly not. And you know what else he has? He has a red core medal that he got in Europe.
Sure, by the way. I guess. Where in Europe? Why is this happening? Where did they find it? Nope, doesn't matter. Just in Europe. Got it. Maybe he got it at the airport right before he was leaving.
At the duty free.
At the duty free shop. Yeah, he got like a fucking kilogram of lifesavers and like a giant handle of bourbon and some perfume and an Onk's medal. Perfect.
And that statue thing that he brought Mackie.
Yeah, that giraffe.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's in Europe. It's all waiting for you in Europe. Brought to you by the Europe Tourism Council.
Anyways, AJ is free to take this red medal, but since Onk's agreed, if he recovers more medals, he might just abandon the human that he's keeping alive right now.
It's true.
Our favorite dead detective.
Yep. We get a little flashback of Dead Detective on the hospital episode on the gurney, just to remind us that without Onk, without vitamin A, Dead Detective would just be dead.
Hey, you know what we didn't do?
What at?
We didn't do the title.
Well, first we count the medals 1, 2, 3.
Birth's in the intro now.
Yeah.
Looking good, my man. Nice to see things applicable and germane to this series and not from some movie I'm never going to watch.
It's true.
The title, a red medal, a detective, a betrayal.
Dun, dun, dun.
So far we've checked off red medal, potentially detective.
Yeah.
But there's yet to be a betrayal.
I think Josh feels betrayed.
This was a really stupid episode, guys. It made me mad. After last week, which was just so it was such a classic 3-act structure. Everyone's wants and needs were clear. And the monster didn't look like the kind of thing that you buy on Etsy while high at 4:00 in the morning. I certainly haven't watched as much Henshin as you two have. There's a lot of stuff out there that I have not enjoyed, but I have watched a lot of Japanese monster movies over the years from other countries as well. This monster looks like they were going to shoot the episode like in 20 minutes and whoever makes the monsters was like, oh fuck, and just started hot gluing shit together. We'll get to it, but it sucked ass. I wish I had like clever, smart things to say about it, but it all made me terribly angry.
But you're just kind of remembering that monster and what it looks like.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. You know what? It made me remember fondly the monster from Robot Monster, the classic 1950s American science fiction movie, which is a gorilla suit and a diving bell for a head. That's a good monster. That's a better monster. Better monster.
The monster on last week's Sentai was a dog with 3 heads.
Better monster.
The heads were coming out of each other. So there was one head with a head coming out of it, with a third head coming out of it, which had no skin.
Better monster.
It was pretty good.
Sight unseen. Better monster.
Back at the Couscousier, there's a creeper trying to creep in.
The worst guy in history has shown up.
Gangly Bob. I call him Gangly Bob.
You know who I would rather have seen? That photographer and his wife again.
Ooh.
No.
Ooh.
I would rather have seen those guys.
There is a gentleman in this episode who I have named Gangly Bob, who is possibly the worst actor on this show so far.
Oh no, he's a good actor. It's just the character he's playing is awful.
You know what? Look, this is a tomato sitch. Maybe it was a bad character, but this guy flops and floops around. Fucking Droppo from Santa Claus versus Conquers the Martians is like a Laurence Olivier performance in comparison. Like, this guy seems like he has wet himself. He is wetting himself, and he's planning for the next week when and how he's going to wet himself.
It's a character type in Japanese entertainment. He's a trope for sure.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It's not what I like.
Although, like, okay, in this case, his character type is to wear an oversized yellow tracksuit with leopard prints striped throughout it, and then just a large black vest.
And to like make his face look as long as humanly possible while constantly like wiping his nose.
Fucking BoJack Horseman has a shorter face than this dude.
Oh, and he lisps.
Yeah. Oh, he's so bad. Did we already talk about how we caught up briefly with escaped Yummy Convict, who is talking about how he's going to get revenge on everybody while being mad at pipes and steam and a hydrant?
We did not.
That is happening concurrently.
There we go. If you don't know, now you know. That guy's mad.
Anyway, so Snot Guy is looking for a detective because he's apparently seen him coming around, and Hina's like, no, you're wrong. Then Owner is like, man, do they really look that similar? She's like, nah, they don't.
Meanwhile, in a parked car, in a powder blue Beetle, Maki and Kazari are just shooting the shit about metals and whatever the fuck. And Maki mentions, oh, hey, we can't meet at my lab for a while because my lady's there.
Because my boyfriend wouldn't like it.
My side piece. We come to find out that the reason why Kazari can't hang out at the lab anymore is because Birth lives there now. Date
yes.
He's in a sleeping bag that covers everything but his nose and mouth, making him look like some kind of weird, like, Gore-Tex Leachman.
He looks like Finn from Adventure Time when he's in his sleeping bag, basically.
He's on a cot. Some of his crap is spread out. He's taking up space.
He's moved the fuck in.
He's really like your old college roommate who's like, hey, man, my old lady caught me messing around. I got to crash on your desk for a couple months.
Yep.
Do me a solid. Remember that one time that I was 21 and you were 20 and I bought you a Sixer and Natty Light? Well, time to pay back. By the way, you got any pets? I'm allergic. Out they go.
You won't even know I'm here.
Oh, by the way, I play saxophone at 3:00 in the morning and my butt is real loud constantly due to my love of cabbage.
You know what would be like real bad for Monkey right now? Like, what if a bird just really dropped a big load on his car?
I have a question about the birds in this prefecture. Are they all eating straight ricotta right out of the jar? Like what the absolute fuck? It's like every bird in this area has a whipped cream charger in its butt place and is just like sending just like floofy dollops of excrement everywhere. It's like cloudy with a chance of sour cream.
They love mayonnaise.
Blech! Oh, I hate it so much.
Japanese mayonnaise is sweeter than North American mayonnaise.
I hate this show. I hate both of you. I hate everything. Yeah.
What did Corey do?
Well, this.
I'm just generally responsible.
Yeah. Okay. I'm like, don't hold Corey responsible for my actions. That's not fair.
It was, okay, so it's a stupid poop joke, and I'm not a fan of stupid poop jokes to begin with, but it is not a I feel like as dumb fuck as this show can be sometimes, the humor at least comes from situation or character, and not from just like random people falling on banana peels or whatever. Like, say what you will about the humor level of the show, it's not random, and this was just fucking stupid.
You know what 4-year-olds like? Random poop jokes.
Man,
you know who this show is for? 4-year-olds.
Well, then be consistent is all I'm saying.
What are we teaching the children?
Just have poop in every episode. Just make it a big.
You want to watch Kamen Rider poop? Is that what you want?
Yeah, with 3 O's.
There's like a big poop head. I could see this working actually.
Oh no.
I'm sorry.
I hate
I'm picturing it right now.
While the Thin Man is inside the couscousier, AG is arriving. He smells himself. He might smell like red metal, and then Ankh will be like, "Where's my metal?"
Right.
And he's just gonna start sniffing him like a dog. He's like, "I smell metal. Where is it? Where is it?
Where have you been? What's your name? To the left, everything you own in a box." Can we go back? We got to go back 1 second because I got distracted by glistening dollops of poop.
Like you do.
What? In the Blue Beetle, in the Puppet Mobile, Kazari mentions Kamen Rider Birth as somebody who's now getting in the way of things. Oh, and of course, crashing in Maki's sweet-ass bachelor lab. And Maki is real salty about everything that had, I wouldn't have called him that. I wouldn't have chosen that man. I wouldn't have done any of these things. But I got to kiss up to the boss man. I gotta go with what Kugami says. What he says goes. But I think this is our first inkling that Maki is not crazy about Date or Birth or the way this project is going.
Yes.
Besides the fact that he's sleeping on his desk.
I feel like Maki would have chosen Goto because I think he thinks he could have kept Goto under control because he understands Goto's impulses, whereas Date is like a loose cannon.
Handsome loose cannon.
And then a bird poops on him and his doll.
And he freaks out.
He's not happy. Well, at least that's the worst thing that'll happen to his doll this episode. Wink.
For sure.
All right, so AG smells himself to make sure he doesn't smell like metals. Which is just weird. And then
Snot Boy comes out and like just sort of like leaves, and AG's like, "Huh, I don't know who that was." And then Ank's like, "Hey, there's Yummy. Let's go."
Oh yeah, because Snot Boy, aka Gangly Bob, runs into escaped convict, and convict is like, "Hey, what's up? It's murder time!" And Gangly Bob, Snot Boy is like, fart.
And our criminal man's like, "I really hate you."
And you betrayed me.
And this is the first sympathetic character in this episode, for I hate him too.
And he has claws now.
Oh,
big claws.
Holy shit. This guy, that was dope as hell, actually. He had not just claws, he had just like a giant murder rake grow out of his hand, and it was boss as hell. And what I wanted was him to just simply bury it ever so gently in Gangly Boy's throat. But that did not happen.
No, Oz interferes. Sorry. My favorite part in this fight is that like he grabs onto Oz and just like chews on his head in a very animalistic fashion. It's great.
His Rob Schneider is the lion jellyfish.
Oh no.
This is terrible.
And Oz is just like, these guys are hard to fight. Because I guess because he doesn't like hurting humans, even terrible humans who've been to jail. I guess if the Japanese prison system is anything like the North American prison system, then it's possible that maybe he's in there under false pretenses and is being ill-treated, and his anger comes from a reasonable place. So I guess we shouldn't assume. But it turns out he's just a crazy jerk.
Yay! Kill him, but they don't kill him. They fight and fight and fight, and while this is happening, Gangly Bob Snot Boy sees Ankh again, and he's like, it's that detective. I'd know your face anywhere. At this point, the fight is a draw, and the convict hops away like a little froggy. Yeah. Is real cute, and doesn't make any sense. And Ankh is like, no, I ain't who you think I am. I never met the guy. I'm Ankh. Check me out. I'm handsome. And
why are you doing Birdman?
I don't know. And Gangly Bob is like, no, I'd recognize you anywhere. You're my benefactor, even though you're gaudy, which is like,
more flamboyant.
Yeah, wink.
And then it's a comic book.
Yes.
Yeah.
My note here is some dumb shit went down in Sin City.
It's true.
The show completely throws away its visual style and adopts for 32 seconds a comic book frame by frame. Like they had it, like one of the guys who works on the show got an app on his phone. It's like, hey, look at this for like 99 yen. You get, this is amazing. I get everything looks like a comic book. Now, if I push this button, it all looks like Take On Me.
So it turns out that Snot Guy betrayed Strong Guy, and the police showed up and they dogpiled the Strong Guy, but he was too strong. And then Detective, before he was dead, got his arm broke, but still beat the guy up anyway, and took pity on Snot Guy and got him a reduced sentence. So now Snot Guy's his best friend forever.
My note here was let Adam explain this.
Oh.
Job well done.
High five. And then everybody goes back into the Couscousier to just kind of sit around and think about what they've done. And the owner of the Couscousier admonishes Ankh, like, even though you're not detective, you should still say thank you, because that's what polite monster men's do. all right, good meeting. And then Goto walks by in his little Swiss boy outfit. He's so cute.
Yes!
You could just die.
He's got a little hat. And he's so pissed off.
He looks like a puppet, one of the puppets from Sound of Music.
He's high on the hill is a lonely little Goto.
Yes.
Exactly. Yes.
He's mad, except this is literally his doing. He could have avoided all of this by literally doing anything else with his fucking day.
It's like, I don't understand why, when I work at this restaurant and carry ice pops around, Ankh hassles me. What is the connection?
I wish Date was
Ankh
here.
takes his ice pop and is all like, thank you. Like, lesson learned. I did what the boss lady said I should do.
By the way, these clothes suit you much better than anything else I've seen you in. I mean, to be fair, it is the best outfit he's ever worn.
I like
is Ankh even being an asshole? I mean, he compliments his clothes and then says thank you.
Ankh is being an asshole.
He's being an asshole.
I know.
I have a feeling that Ankh is not going to show an actual honest to God emotion until the last minute of the last episode of this series, where he'll be like, I now know what it truly is to be human. And then he'll like
slowly sink into some like molten metal.
And he'll give
big
a thumbs up.
Just a big...
That actually works really well considering he's an arm.
And he's made of metal.
Draw it, fan art kids. Get out there, get your pens. Please draw Ankh being lowered into a thing of molten metal.
Well, Hina just screams and screams and screams.
No!
So sad.
I order you not to self-terminate. It's my Eddie Furlong impression. It didn't go on for long.
That's the worst thing I've heard in my entire life.
That's fine. You know, actually,
no,
because literally nothing's worse than Eddie Furlong's voice in that movie.
Oh, come on.
He's real bad. He is the worst thing about that movie.
I think you've forgotten about our skinny Slenderman friend in this episode.
Oh no,
he's showing up because he's decided it's his job to pay back the detective by protecting his body.
That's right.
Wink.
And Ankh's like, yes, I will permit this. Because he's smart. And he's like, look, the evil strong cat man is going to come back for one of us. So if we're all in a group, we know where he'll be. And I'm like, that's pretty good. And then Eiji's like, you're just using us as bait, though.
Yeah.
Criminal Man wants to get revenge on Detective, but that could also include targeting Hina. So
Yes.
they all got to stay as a squad.
Well, Hina's pretty strong, so it'll be okay. But then, suddenly, Snot Boy bodyguard springs into action because they are being attacked.
Ugh. Ugh.
Feels good to get that out of my system.
He does a tactical roll.
Ugh. I would tell you
true.
both, these are the worst jokes I've ever heard, but I want to use more tact. Oh, how dare you both. I feel so.
Well, I'm sorry if I'm being too taciturn.
Oh, yeah?
No.
Oh, yeah, comedy genius? You gonna take that shit to the Just for Laughs festival, motherfucker?
Maybe. There's not a lot of competition.
Right next door in Montreal. Yep.
Yep, just a hop, skip, and jump away.
So what happens is this fucking pathetic skinny bones, snot boy, gangly fuck. He sees a little thumbtack and he picks it up so everyone's safe. And then he dies. He dies of rectal cancer.
Or we throw to Maki's lab where hijinks are ensuing.
On November 13th, Kugami said that Date had to live in Dr. Maki's lab. Can two grown men and a puppet share a lab together without killing each other? Sorry.
Date's got a hot pot of nabe going. Looks pretty tasty. Hope nothing happens to it.
Oh, it is imperative that Maki change the doll's clothes, as the previous bird poop incident has, like, infected it. And he, like, reaches into its tiny clothing locker next to its tiny clothing stand.
I hate this show.
Pulls out a new jacket, tries to, like, quickly undress the puppet while still trying to avoid Date.
The best thing about Date and Maki's relationship is that, unlike literally everybody else, Date just does not put up with Maki's shit at all. He's like, where's my money? I need to get paid. And Maki's like talking to him, but he's talking to the puppet. And Dottie just goes up to him and like grabs his face and is like, no, look at me. Look at me while you're talking. Look at me. What's up with this creepy puppet
so
anyway?
Creepy?
What's the deal? And then the doll, which I would like to point out recently had bird poop on it, goes flying into the pot of food. And then Date immediately mistakes its head for an egg somehow. And then all the clothes go flying into the pot because monkey madness.
Yeah, Maki goes full hot water burn baby and is just like he is inconsolable, and all this needs is like tuba music. It's like, it's so bad. There is so much. I feel like this week's episode was directed by a 4-year-old. Like a 4-year-old opened up a box of Kamen Rider O's and there was like a special prize in it. Congratulations. You've won the right to direct an episode of Kamen Rider.
We are so close to the big moment, though.
The big moment.
All right. What's the big moment?
Well, I don't know, the Catman shows up and a yummy pops out of him, and then the most magical thing happens.
The yummy evolves into its final form. 3/4 lion man, 1/4 jellyfish.
And like, I don't know, an eighth like regular dude in like his mouth.
Yeah, he's got like a face under the lion head.
Yeah, it's not great.
Again, this goes back to my theory that this was thrown together in 20 minutes because it's like, hey Phil, we forgot to cover the face. Ah, dude, fuck it, it doesn't matter. Whatever, just get it out there. Come on. I can't. Corey, will you please, with this week's show notes, post a picture of this monster so everybody can see it?
I can make that happen.
It's so bad. It's like, it's a lion, but then its arm and half of its face is just real drippy to connote being a jellyfish. And
noodly.
Yeah.
Noodly.
It's so bad.
And it's stitched on in like a horrible graphic way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's upsetting.
As Tim Gunn would say, it's a lot of look.
It is definitely that. And furthermore, turns out that AG can't fight it because it's too class types.
It's exactly like fighting two yummies
at the same time, but he can't use elemental weaknesses against it because it doesn't work. And also it makes jellyfish. And then when you slice them, they make more jellyfish. And you know the only thing you can do when life hands you jellyfish? You make taco aid.
Yep.
Get a can of octopus. Yeah.
And let them fight it out.
You open a can of whooptopus.
Yep. And then you head for the roof.
With your cheetah legs.
With your cheetah legs. And then you use your lion head, and it backfires. And then Date shows up. He's like, I'll handle this.
And then he uses gun.
And then he uses
drill arm. Yay.
But then
Kazari.
This is so bad.
And he's got added Mazul flavoring.
In this fight, by the way, Ankh gives the worst advice I've ever heard, in or out of context. Take care of the wet part of him first. At which point I went, ew.
That's what she said.
No.
I'm sorry.
No. It was so bad. It doesn't even make, like, so what is that? Does he need a chamois? Like, what is that?
No, you use the lion head to dry out the wet part. You dry it out with a heat flash.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work, and then Date gets thrown over the building. Oh no.
Kazari's kicking his butt. He's like, haha, you use cell metal, so there's no way you could beat me. Agreed.
Everybody's getting beat up. Like, it's not going good.
And Ankh kind of puts together during this why he's so powerful, and yes, it's because he's
dual wielding.
Yeah.
He's juicing.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Hey, man, I wanted to talk to you. You seem like you've been really off your game. Like, what are you talking about? I can handle it. I'm big and strong now.
I got 3 blue medals in me. Nobody can defeat me.
Bet I could handle some more.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck in a very special after-school special.
Oh,
I don't know if y'all got that up there, but
Yes.
you did? Oh, it's beautiful.
Well, we got after-school specials, yeah.
But did you get the one where Ben Affleck was a juicing high school student?
Probably.
no.
I remember
a lot
the
like
one
this.
where there was a fat guy and he started taking drugs to try to be less fat, and he was breakdancing, and his teacher was like, "Oh my god, what madness is this?"
That sounds fresh as hell.
And I was like, I was young, I didn't even get that he was on drugs. I was just like, why can't he breakdance? Because he's fat? That's just mean. You're supposed to be his teacher. You should encourage him.
Apparently, that teacher had never seen a little movie called Disorderlies.
Oh, I thought Break Into
I
Electric
just
Boogaloo.
got the one where there was the Pokemon card blowing away in the wind and a tiny child trying feebly to chase after it. It was like, get off your butts, children. Go outside.
I'm Astar, a robot. I can put my arm back on. You can't, so play safe.
Anyway, Gangly Bob, Snot Boy, Kill 'Em All, runs by while everybody's trying to figure things out, does an old-fashioned kayoink, and steals all of Onk's medals in its nice new binder, which is a real defense against keeping all of your medals in one place.
This is true. Maybe don't put all your medals in one basket. And
that's what we learned.
And AG gets his butt kicked and he drops his medals. He's like, I'll get them back. And Kazari's like, no, I'm just going to step on you.
Yeah.
And take my medals back. And everybody screams and Kazari gets real buff. And he's like, I have almost all my medals.
And he gets noodles.
Yep.
And
then that's it.
Yeah.
And Oz only has 1 medal. Dun, dun, dun. I think when Kazari opens up the thing of medals, there aren't going to be any medals in there. I think it's double bluff. But we won't find out till next week.
Yeah. Let's hope. Here's the one thing working against them being screwed. This would mean that Gangly Bob, Snot Boy, Kill 'Em All would have had to do something competent and well.
It's true.
That, quite frankly, seems above his pay grade.
It's a valid point.
What I really wanted to see in this episode was Hina's massive super strength in that fight, confronting Gangly Bob.
Yeah, can we get some of that back? What happened to that? We don't get any of Hina being real strong anymore, and I hate it.
But she did wear really short shorts, even though she wasn't working Swiss Day. I guess she just wanted to fit in.
And no cakes either.
There's no cakes. How did we like this episode, gang? Joshua, how did you feel about it?
Man, it just kind of made me mad. And I guess this is what happens when you have 48 half hours of television, is that occasionally there's going to be inconsistencies and there's going to be shifts in tone. This episode it really hurt. I feel like last week is an episode I would show to whoever and just be like, hey, this is goofy as fuck, but the characters are interesting and there's some good kicking and punching and the special effects aren't the worst and it's fine. And then this week, it was just I would have rather sat through Sallow or 120 Days of Sodom. That would have been
not true.
That would have been more enjoyable than this half hour of television. I might be exaggerating. Corey, do not put a link to Sallow or 120 Days of Sodom in the show notes. Don't even worry about it.
But I'm free to say that I liked the episode, right?
Yeah, of course.
I also liked it. I enjoy the sudden tonal shifts, actually. That's part of what I'm here for.
I enjoyed the extra character moments with Maki.
You're right.
Yes.
You're right. You guys are right.
Little doll chair, little doll locker, little doll clothing.
Little doll soup.
Little doll soup. I want him to come back the next day and Date to have reorganized.
Oh God, all his files are in the wrong place. They're alphabetized by color.
I would happily take the shift in tone if the entire show was now just a sitcom with uptight Maki and kick and loose, take it as it comes Date, just being wacky roommates and trying to figure things out. What happens when they have to go on a double date? It's gonna be crazy.
You know Maki's going with his doll, right?
Yes. But the doll's
Dante doesn't realize that.
But the doll's wearing a little wig.
Yeah. Wearing a wig and like a cocktail dress.
And again, welcome to Marwyn.
I'd rather watch this episode 3 times than Welcome to Marwyn like once.
That's reasonable. Yeah, who backs you up on that? The entire worldwide movie-going public. Yeah, that was not a good movie.
I'm like, I would prefer this to the Uncanny Valley. Thank you kindly.
Well,
Zemeckis just lives there now. Anyway.
Better luck next time, Kamen Rider 000. From this reporter's opinion, everyone else liked it, so I'm happy to be the jerk. Hi, everyone. I'm the jerk. This episode sucked butt. It sucked 20 butts in a row, and it wiped its lips, and then it went back to sucking more butts.
Josh, if
we cut to a clock, the hands are turning around. We cut back this episode, still sucking butts. We cut to a calendar, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, still sucking butts. Spring, autumn, winter. Yes, that's right. We skip summer because this episode sucked butts. I hate it. I hate this episode so. Anyways,
Josh, if people want to find you and more hot takes on butt sucking, where can they find you?
Fucking, I'm starting a Twitch stream to complain about this episode.
Josh A. Kagan on Instagram, I do believe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where you can find JKigs. A&W can be found on Twitter at
Gold Sarcasmium.
Sarcasmium. I, Coriander Dickinson, can be found on Twitter at Absolar. Thank you all for listening. Peace.
Butts.
Buttwatch 2018.